You know, there are a lot of shots that you face that can actually ruin your entire round. And I don't even mean that they happen early in the round. They could be late in the round. It's going to ruin your round. And you know what one of them is? When you have missed the green, you're on hard pan, you've got to hit a shot over a bunker. And you are taking that entire time walking to that shot going, I'm going to ruin my round. I'm going to ruin my round. My round is done. I can't hit this shot. That's what you're telling yourself. And that ends today. By the way, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Let your buds know what we got going on. We're trying to help everybody play better. Not just you. Don't be selfish. Let everybody in on the fun here, okay? So, how do we hit this shot? Well, the first thing that you have to understand is that you're not alone. Everybody struggles with this shot off of the hard pan. Everybody struggles with it. And this is what happens to you. You got to go over this bunker. You are spending your entire time. You are sitting there talking to yourself, and it is not good. You're saying to yourself, okay, don't hit this fat. Well, don't hit this thin. Like, you're not leaving yourself a lot of, you have fat and thin. That's just jumping into your mind. There's nothing about, well, we can hit this shot. No, you don't have that. You got fat and thin. And then you get in here and you hit this thing fat. It ends up into the bunker and maybe even plugged in your bunker. Maybe it was a bullet that goes right into the face of the bunker. And now you're on your way to making a quad or worse. Or even worse, you hit it a little thin, and this thing takes off, and it's doing 55 and a 25. It touches the back edge of the green that you're trying to get the ball on. It goes all the way through to the other green that's behind that green. And now you got to go embarrass yourself with the group that's on that green. Go, what did he do there? That happens to you. I'm sorry. I feel bad. We got to stop it. Here's how you're going to hit this shot. Now, I have a 53-degree wedge. This is what I'm hitting this shot with, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to take this club and you're going to open it up, all right? So we get into the shot, we open it up. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to nudge into this thing. I want to get a steep angle of attack, and when I open up that club face, I've got a lot more bounce. I've got a lot more surface area on the bottom of the club that I can just drag this into. But the other thing that happens is that when I have it standing on the toe and the heel is out of the ground, there's one entry point, there's one contact point, and that's the toe. It's not going to dig, which means you can let this thing ride along the hard pan, and it's not going to dig into the turf. You don't need to worry about hitting it fat. And if you don't have to worry about hitting it fat and the club is running along at the height of the ground, now you don't have to worry about hitting it thin. So we get in here like this. We open that thing up. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take your trail hand and I want you to put it more on top of the club. So we're going to be on top of the club. It's in the fingers. And that way we're not turning this club face down. So in there like that. And now we hit that shot. And what you're going to get is you're going to get a ball that's going to come out with some spin. You're going to hit it out on the toe. And when you hit it on the toe, it allows you to swing a little harder. One of the things that kind of gets into your mind is it's not a really long shot. This shot is 20 yards. It's not a long shot. And so you go, I can't swing hard enough to get rid of the anxiety. Like, the harder I swing, the better it is, because you don't have a lot of anxiety when I just swing hard. Well, now you can swing a little bit harder because your club face is open, so you've got more loft. And because you're hitting it on the toe, it's a poor contact, so you can swing a little bit harder. So let me go over this again so you get this. Just a couple things to remember. Club face is going to be opened up. You're going to be standing close enough so that the toe is in the ground and the heel isn't. And then the third thing that you're going to do is you're going to weaken this grip with your trail hand. Your trail hand's going to be more on top of the club. And then all you're going to do is just swing it along that. Don't try to turn the face down. Let the club glide along the ground. It's going to take a little bit of time to get confident with this, right? Hit it a couple of times. The first time you do it, you're going to do great. The very first time, everybody does great because there's nothing to expect. But then the second, third, fourth, fifth times, you struggle a little bit. And then eventually you start to go, just swing along the ground. Just have that kind of self-talk. Demand it. I'm going to swing along the ground. And when you swing along the ground, now all of a sudden you're out on the toe. The thing's going to have a little spin to it. And it's going to jump up into the air like that. And then boom, it's going to stop. And you're going to have some success. Practice it. Get comfortable with it. You don't worry about having to hit it fat or thin. You're going to gain confidence. You're going to gain trust. And then the final thing that I need to do, that I need to tell you about, which that shot just reminded me of. And the first one did as well. I did it on the first one and I didn't even tell you about it. My fault. You got to aim a little to the pull side because the club face, when it's open and on the toe, is going to deflect the ball a little bit to the push side. So to the right for me. So when you get in here, you're going to aim a little bit to the left. So we get in here like this, weaken that thing up, nudge it up so the heel's out of the ground. And then we're going here. So I'm going to aim like a couple feet to the left of the target, even though it's not going to go there. And then it's going to go right at that. And then it's right around the hole, just like that. Make sure you get comfortable with the aim on this. Open the club face, nudge in there, weaken the grip, aim a little to the pull side, and go ahead and hit it. Don't worry about fat and thin. You don't need to worry about it anymore. You're not going to dig into that ground. It'll slide right along. It'll pop that ball up into the air, and you won't have to worry about going over to the green behind the green that you're trying to play and say, yep, that's mine. It's a Titleist. You don't need to worry about that, okay? Get used to it. Enjoy it. It'll save your round. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.